Hey everyone, I wanted to hop on here and show you the NDT Integrity 653 module. If you've been watching, you know that we start with the client information. We hop over to equipment type, click on storage tank. And you can see on this one we have a little bit more going on. So of course we have diameter, height, all your normal things, but we also have a way to select your efficiency. So you'll have these drop downs depending on exactly what the tank specifies. We're going to leave it at 1 for now. Over here you can select your material and of course how many shell courses. And this also drives the sketch map, and it builds the courses for you. So when you get there you can just start drafting. You're going to place your elevation here. So basically you just put in, if it's an 8-foot shell course, I just put 8 and these automatically populate. Usually you would put 8, 8, 8, 8, but I figured why not just throw 8 and we can show exactly the height of the courses. You put your thicknesses here, and then right here out of API 653 you have table 6.1 for the internal safeguards to extend your internal intervals. So if you come here and you select yes, no, all of these actually drive that next internal inspection date. So it's very important to go ahead and select those. And then you roll down to the floor. You basically put in your thickness, how many floor plates. If you have an annular ring, you put that in here as well as the count of the plates. Roof, nozzles, manways. So basically this builds your CML table. CMLs are already loaded. I didn't want to waste time doing that because I have something else here I wanted to share. So within the tank module, of course, you know, if you're dealing with isolated pitting or general area of concern, that you know, there's methods inside 653 that allow you to basically analyze that a little further. So right here on the results tab, we have an area of concern here that was a 103. So that's 180B. So we're going to come down here to 180B. Let me bring it up. So we have a 103. If the inspector knew that they had a single pit localized area of corrosion or scattered pitting, they can go ahead and select one of those. And once you select that, basically that's wrapped up. Single pit acceptable. If you ran into a localized area, you actually get the 5 readings that you're supposed to take to average it out to make sure it passes. So you place those in here, and if that's good to go, you apply your evaluation. It does the math in the background, and it will place it here that it's localized area and it's acceptable. And then of course your calculations. You have all the math done at the bottom just like the other ones. So here's all the math. And then we come into the sketch map. So as you saw earlier, we placed 3 shell courses, so they're already here. So they look pretty ugly right now. The first thing you're going to do is come over here and basically specify how many floor plates, or I'm sorry, shell plates there are. And all of the shell plates are movable. So this is 0 degrees. So wherever you place 0, these slide all the way around. So just configure them however they are. And then you can lock your placements, grab your manways. And because this is a kind of a different type of drawing, I just did some generic manways and nozzles. But I did keep the feature for the alignment. Oh, let me click off that. So you can click those and hit align. It'll straighten them out. You can grab your nozzles, do the same exact thing. Place nozzles wherever they go. So these are also building by size and notes. So you have a few hidden tables here. If you did, let's say automated UT, and you had a band there, this would pop up and you would put in your reading, and basically you'd move this around. So within the AUT band, you're getting your low readings, but you're also getting where it's at on the shell course. So if I move this guy over here, you can see the course right here is changing. It's keeping a location. So not only that, but all of the External findings are also kept in there by course, by the course number. And then also I have a different way to set the CMLs. You can either have a typical, kind of like this placement. This is our 5 typical. You can move the name around however you see fit. A cool thing about this is if you actually take the CMLs and you move them, they rename themselves. And if you add more CMLs to that, they continue. So there's B, and then if you place another, that's C. So that's basically how you would do the shell layout. Of course, you would go through and set all your tools. We also have one more hitting tool up here. If you hit settlement survey, this is based on the diameter of your tank. And once you come in here, it's going to tell you the exact footages for your degree marks. And when you're taking your elevations, it's going to tell you if you're acceptable or unacceptable. And this can do tanks all the way up to 300 diameter or whatever. This is just going to extend. So if you do the external settlement, it's there. If not, you can just click that button, it goes away. Tank roof, this is going to pop up every time you go to the roof or the floor. And basically what you're going to do is I have 5 rows and maybe we have 5 plates. That's fine because we can always change the amounts here. Let's say we only had 3, but we had 5 on the outer ones. And then here, top left is going to start our plate 1, and we're going to roll. We're not going to do row because that would go left to right. We're going to do column, and you can start 1 anywhere. And then here, you can also set your 0 degree to any degree of the tank for north. So as you can see, north is over here. Plate 1 is here, and it rolls all the way down. And these work the same exact way. You can put these however they were, and then you're like, oh, well, in the 3rd row, we actually had, 4 plates, or whatever row. And now you got 4 plates. And then if you wanted to do your automated CMLs, we have 1 in the middle. And you can also add 3 down the center plates. You can do 5. And then if you just wanted to do the, generic, this is a representative sample. This is how we took them, or typical CML placement. That's fine too. And of course, all of the same tools work on here, except the settlement survey is only going to be on the shell. Once you get to the floor, the same exact layout. Unless you have an annular plate, you can control those here. You can also control the degree that they start, but you can also spin them. So however you need to have the placement. The only difference is once you place the CMLs on this, it actually places them on the annular plate too. So if you were to take a floor plate, put it annular, you can see that the number changes. We'll reset our view. So on the floor, you also have a couple more tools. Let's say you did MFL. We have a big plate, MFL cloud you can move around. We also have just your basic MFL hits that can go anywhere. So that's basically how we use that tool. Then we head over into the report builder. And this is where you do your 653 inspection checklist and photography. So you would start here. This is all carried forward. You would select your methods that you used for the technique sheets. Narrative is here. You can add your own recommendations. You check external, internal, whatever you did. And then your checklist. And of course, you would be able to select a photo for whatever issues you found. And these are just generic photos. That becomes part of the photo log. You can add all your photos here for the entire tank. And then once that's complete, you can either fill out this technique sheet, upload your own company technique sheet. It's one or the other. Both of them will not go into the report. And then upload your equipment calibration. You would come over and you would import your signature. You would upload your certifications, however many there are, and you would come, and before you build your report, I wanted to show you this new report template builder. You actually have you can customize your own report now. You can force different sections to different pages. You can start new pages. You can control the header sizes, the body text, the spacing before and after a section. You have your logo and the placement of your logo, the cover page, if you would like it right strip, left strip, full page, top banner, the opacity, and your edge offsets. Down at the bottom, you have your footer. You could tell it to be on all pages except the cover only. However, very customizable. So once we come back to the export, we click review the PDF, and we give it a few seconds, and then our final report is ready for review. And here it is. So here's our final report, cover sheet with all the photos we uploaded. Table of contents. This stays in order no matter how you change the sections. And then here's your breakdown. And this basically lines out everything about governing CMLs, remaining live deposition, the calculation basis, our safeguard basis. So all of this is in here. If we use critical zone calculations, that's going to be placed here. So there is a check mark for that. If you did floor plates, you click one box and you have a different calculation for the critical zone. Here you have all the info plus your next inspection dates based on the inspection, and this breaks it down by the date as well. Yeah, everything's here, and then anything that you basically accepted doing an evaluation is listed here too. So it's all documented and how it was accepted. So there's traceability back to that. And then you have your equipment as well as your checklist. And then there is our tank. There's our calculations, our photos, technique sheet, certifications. So I hope you like this video. Please give it a share. Thanks.